This conference will now be recorded.
So today's topic is going to be Pythagoras theorem, or we also call it Pythagorean theorem. So both of the cases are used commonly. So if you see Pythagoras theorem or Pythagorean theorem, it's the same thing, it's just different way of saying it. So objective of today's class will be to be able to use Pythagorean theorem. So first of all, we're gonna start with a right triangle. So I want to explain what is a right triangle. So we know that right triangle is a triangle which has an angle that is 90 degrees. So with the angle that is called right angle. The two sides that make up the right angle are called legs. So in this case, the sides that are near the 90 degrees are called legs. So we can call them leg 1, leg 2, or just legs. And the side that is opposite to right angle is called hypotenuse. So in any triangle, especially of course in the right triangle, we have to make sure that first of all we'll find the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse is the longest side and it's opposite to 90 degrees. So that's the side that is lying opposite to the right angle. Pythagorean theorem states that in any triangle, if A and B are the measures of the legs, and C is the hypotenuse, then A squared plus B squared should equal to C squared. So sum of squares of legs should equal to hypotenuse squared. So the hypotenuse C is always the longest side, as I said before. For example, we have an example that A is 12, B is 16, and of course we need to find the hypotenuse. So in this case, A is leg 1, B is leg 2. While you're drawing, it doesn't matter which side you make the leg, A and B, like it doesn't matter which one is A, which one is B. So for example, if I show here, it doesn't matter which one is A, which one is B, as long as you mention it. The only side that is very important is the hypotenuse. We have to not forget that the hypotenuse is the longest side that is lying opposite to 90 degrees. So if A is 12, B is 16, we know that by Pythagorean theorem, A squared, in this case 12 squared, plus B squared, in this case 16 squared, should equal to C squared. So if I square 12 and 16, I would get 144 plus 256, and I get C squared at 400. Of course, this is a square of C. So in order to find the exact value of the side, we have to take square root of 400, which will give us 20. So C will be 20. So our hypotenuse is 20. And as we can see, we will get a triangle which has two legs, 12 and 16, and one hypotenuse which is 20. So we see that the hypotenuse is the longest side, as I mentioned. Let's take another example. Let's say we have two legs, again 5 and 7, and I want to find the hypotenuse. Again, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So 5 squared plus 7 squared equals C squared. C squared would equal to 74. And again, in order to find C, I will square root of 74. There is no exact number that will, there's no exact integer number that will give me 74 as a square, but I can, by using calculator, I can find an approximate amount, I can round it, and I can find approximate decimal number, which will make it C. Again, C is the hypotenuse, which is the largest side. Suppose we have this question, find the length of hypotenuse given that A is 6 and B is 12. So again, I will do, so I know that A is, just want to make sure, A 6, B is 12. So by Pythagoras theorem, I know that A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So 6 squared plus 12 squared equals C squared. So 36 plus 144 equals C squared. So if I add them, I will get 108 equals C squared. C equals square root of 180. How to find this number? In order to find it, I have to know square table. So I know that 12 squared is 144, 13 squared is 13. 13 squared is 169, and 14 squared is 196. So I can see that 180 lies between 169 and 196. So this C, so even if I don't have access to calculator, I would know that C is between 13 and 14. And if you look at your answers, you would have this answer, 13.42, as your answer. Okay. Find the length of the leg if A is 4 and C is 10. So in this case, I already have the answer, so I will show you from here. So in this case, I know hypotenuse and I know one leg. How am I gonna find the hypotenuse? I'm gonna find the another leg. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So again, I plug in the numbers. So 4 squared plus B squared equals 10 squared. 16 plus B squared equals 100. B squared will be 84. So B will be square root of 84, which is approximately 9.70. So by knowing hypotenuse and leg, I can find this third side. So Pythagoras Theorem is used when you want to find the third side in right triangle if you know two other. Again, we can do the same type of question. C is 10 and B is 7, so I need to find A. So I need to find another leg. So A squared plus 7 squared equals 10 squared. A squared plus 49 equals 100. A squared will be 51, and A will be square root of 51, which is approximately 7.14. Let's do one more together. So A is 4, and C is 5. So A is 4, C is 5. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So 4 squared plus B squared equals C squared. 16 plus B squared equals 25. Sorry, I should have written here 5 squared. B squared equals 9. B is 3. Of course, square root of when we have B squared equals 9, I can say that B can be also negative 3, but we have to understand that we're talking about side. Side cannot have lengths of negative 3. That's why we should always take positive one. Yes, so determine whether the triangle is a right triangle given the sides are 6, 9, and 45. Let's find the answer. So we have three sides, 6, 9, and square root of 45. Okay, first of all, 6, 9, and 45. So we know that square root of, first, this is square root of 45. So I first have to understand what is square root of 45. Of course, I can use calculator for this, but at the same time, I can understand logically that 49 is between two square numbers, which is 36 and 49. So the square root, this is 6 squared. This is 7 squared. So I understand the square root of 45 is between 7 and 6. So I understand that this is not the longest side. The longest side will be 9. So my hypotenuse will be 9. So my C will be 9. A will be 6. And B will be square root of 45. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So in order for this to be right triangle, this should hold. This equality should hold. Let's plug in the numbers. 6 squared plus square root of 45 squared, square root of 45 squared equals 9 squared. This is question mark. I don't know whether it's equal. 36 plus 45 should equal to 81. Is it 81? 36 plus 45 is going to give us 81. Yes, 81 equals 81. That means yes, this is a right triangle. So guys, this is today's topic. In order to understand it more and to make it more clear for you, you have to practice it more and do some much more examples. So good luck.